Hello friends, welcome back to Faith and Arrow Homestead. My name is Jaylee and it is the long-awaited townhouse tour. If you are new to this channel, my husband and I used to live on a 1/4 acre where I homesteaded, and we had chickens, we had pretty large garden, and we did a lot of canning and preserving and cooking from scratch, and that's really what this channel has been. But we have been longing for more property. We want to really do the family farm thing. We want to have a dairy cow, we want to raise pigs, we want more chickens, we want an orchard, we want to do the whole thing. And with that, we do need more property because we were only on a 1/4 acre. We were in town. We wouldn't have been able to have any more animals. And we have been searching for a property for a long time. We've put multiple offers in on other properties, but those offers were always contingent on the sale of our house. And in the current market, those offers were just being overlooked. And so we knew that if we wanted to be serious buyers in the current market, we needed to sell our house so that we could have the liquid capital to really put in offers that would actually be considered. And so we did that, and we have recently moved into this townhouse. This townhouse is owned by somebody that we know, and they are letting us stay here while we search for our future property. And we're very, very fortunate to have this opportunity. We really wouldn't be able to do what we're doing without this opportunity. We're very grateful. And I had said in a previous video that I thought living in the townhouse was going to feel like a sacrifice because I gave up my gardens and my chickens and having more freedom and room to roam. This is a townhouse. We're attached to other people. It's just very different than not only what we're used to, but what we want. So I thought it was going to feel like a sacrifice, but I've been very pleased to find that we actually love it here. This townhouse is really nice. This neighborhood is really nice. Our neighbors are really nice. And it has turned out to be just a really lovely situation and opportunity, and we're so grateful. So I'm excited to be able to bring you content geared towards homesteading in a smaller space. We don't have a yard. We have a back deck, as you're going to see, where we are doing a little bit of gardening, and I'm going to show you that. But I want to, because I'm still a homesteader. Moving from a property where I had outside space to a property where I have none did not take away my qualifications, my title as homesteader. I'm still doing a lot of the principles that lend itself to that word, and I'm excited to share with you how that can be accomplished in a smaller space. But in this video, I'm just going to take you around and show you the townhouse, just to give you kind of like a little tour of it. You've seen bits and pieces if you've been watching my recent videos, but this will give you a really good overall idea of what this space is like, and I'm happy to share it with you because this space has just been bringing me so much joy. Lastly, I just want to mention that this video is going to be a combination of camera footage and iPhone footage because, as I've said, I don't have a wide angle lens on this camera. And so to give you a better, broader picture, sometimes I'm going to pull up my iPhone. So the quality of footage will kind of go back and forth. Right now, we're going to start in the foyer. So we do actually use our front door here. We didn't use our front door at all in the old house. And we do actually have a nice little, it's okay, B, just me. We do actually have a nice little front patio here. See if I can show you that. You stay. It is actually covered. It has a roof over it, and so Tom and I have sat out there a couple of times, like when it's raining or when there's like a little storm, and we have a little table and chair set out there that we sit at. I don't really use this space a lot. I did have somebody come by yesterday to visit with me, and we wanted to stay outside, so we sat out here. So it does get utilized some, but not just a whole lot. It is nice having that table there though, because when I come home and my hands are full with groceries or whatnot, it's nice to have that table there that I can set them down on as I bring them inside. And overall, it's actually been a nice little space. So then when we come inside this little foyer, we have a few different things. So here behind me is a half bath. This townhouse is 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. So we have a nice little half bathroom in here. There's not really much to see. It's just a toilet and a sink. And then we pivot here and we have this nice little closet area. Nothing special. I do want to make the point though that at the old house we had the breezeway, and I have mentioned recently that I'm really enjoying having a smaller space. This house is 1,200 square feet. Our old house was over 1,800 square feet. So we pretty drastically reduced our living space. And I, again, thought I was gonna hate it. I love it. We definitely had too much space, and we had a lot of space that went really underutilized at the old house. One of those was the breezeway. And when you have unutilized space, it's actually a burden, because that is still space that needs to be maintained. It's still space that needs to be cleaned. And so we would clean and maintain the breezeway, but we did not use the breezeway other than just a place for our shoes. So I'm learning that having this little closet over here, it's a decent sized closet, actually suits our purposes fine. It meets all of our needs in terms of like mudroom storage or breezeway storage, and we don't need this entire room that really largely, as I said, was unused, underutilized. All right, so when you walk in the front door, you've got the closet right in front of you, you got the half bath right next to you there. When you turn the other direction, you have the living room. This living room is actually really nice. It's got the vaulted ceilings. I will say I've learned that I really like vaulted ceilings. We had them in the living room at our old house, and we have them here, and they make a small space feel much larger. This is our new couch that I was telling you guys about. We had to get rid of our sectional. It obviously would not have fit in here. We got this off Facebook Marketplace, and we love this couch. Love having the windows right here facing out the front. We've got a cozy little lamp back there. Tom's computer desk, our TV, and a boobop, of course. I do just want to point out the computer desk situation. I also have a computer desk somewhere in this townhouse that you're gonna see. They take up so much room, the computer desks, unfortunately. But we both need our computers. Tom uses his a lot, and I use mine for work and whatnot. Tom having his in the living room is my doing. He does play video games. It's something that he enjoys doing, and it's his way to unwind after work, and I love that for him and have no problem with it. However, he has friends who are into it too, and they have game rooms, and I am not about that life, because when he's in here on his games and I'm sitting here watching TV, I feel like we're still together. We're still spending time together. And so that's our compromise. I give him no grief, and I'm totally happy with him doing his thing as long as he's near me. And so that works, even though it does take up a lot of space in this room. I'm just happy to have him around. Then we move from the living room into the dining room, and you guys have seen the dining room, and then obviously it goes into the kitchen. You've seen it, but you haven't seen it since I finished it, and I waited to film this video until I felt like things were relatively clean and put together. So over here we have, this is where little Benny's station with his food and whatnot, and you've got the back deck, dining room table. And then I've been calling this my country corner. Look at that. Look how just cute and country that looks. I'm gonna be doing a video here really shortly, sometime after this one, talking about homestead decor and functional decor. And so I'm not gonna really touch very much on the decor in this video, because I will be talking about it in that video. However, I do just want to point out that this is what I ended up doing with this little corner cabinet, because we did talk about this corner cabinet when we were doing the kitchen moving video, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. And it is right here by my grain mill. We've got this precious lamp. I love this lamp so much. And I just think it's so cute and rustic and country. And I've got my, this bar cart is a family heirloom that I'm very, very fortunate to currently possess. And it holds my plants and whatnot. And I just, it genuinely brings my heart so much joy. This little corner, I thoroughly enjoy it. Moving from the dining room into the kitchen. Again, you guys are familiar with the kitchen, but you've not really seen it put together. So this ended up being kind of our little utility corner. Our mail ends up landing here. We've got keys, my purse is chilling here, my extra camera batteries in here, a lint roller. So this is kind of just for utility, but I at least put everything in this cute tray. And then, as I said, we've got coffee corner, toaster oven, and my KitchenAid mixer. And I'm really happy with how that turned out. I actually think it looks really good and organized and clean. You may notice that I've got the coffee on this towel here. One thing that I can say, and I was warned about it when we moved in here, butcher block countertop sucks. It is incredibly easy to stain and like leave rings and whatnot. This is actually a coffee stain from the person who lived here before us. And so I actually have, like, this is the water that I'm drinking right now, and I have it on a coaster because if I don't, it'll literally leave a water ring. Like, it's insane how fragile these butcher block countertops are. And I'm sure that there could be something done, some sort of treatment or sealant or something that could be done. And maybe we'll look into that depending on how long we're here. But for now, I just have a lot of like towels and stuff down just to try and protect them the best I can because I don't want to damage anything. But yeah, I really love having this bit of countertop over here. I'm honestly spoiled with it because I had so little countertop at the old house. And then coming over here, I have even more countertop that I just love having. Oftentimes you'll find bread cooling over here, a cooling rack with hamburger buns or muffins or a loaf of bread. I'll have cutting boards over here where I'm cutting vegetables. It's honestly just so romantic and I love it. And then you can see, if you watched the kitchen video, you saw how I was unsure about the positioning of the grain mill because I didn't want to be able to see the cords, and you can't because I just shoved a bunch of plants over there. So you can't even really see the cords. That worked out great. And then there's no dishwasher here. I do have to do the dishes. Again, I thought that was going to feel like a sacrifice, and I thought I was going to hate that. I love it. I say that, I caveat that I'm in a season of life where I've got time and it's easy for me to do the dishes. So perhaps in the future, when I've got a little one and I'm a little more busy and distracted, maybe I will love it less. So I do want to throw that out there. But as of right now, I thoroughly enjoy doing the dishes for a couple reasons. First of all, my old dishwasher, I didn't feel did a very good job cleaning the dishes. I often had to run things through multiple times. Lots of water spots, lots of just dishes not looking very clean or feeling very clean, constantly having to clean the filter out on that dishwasher, and it just drove me crazy. So I like that I can just very quickly wash these. They're actually clean. I feel good about it. I also love how mindless it is. I love standing at the sink washing dishes, just being lost in thought. And lastly, the dishwasher gave me an excuse to not deal with things. Maybe this is just a me thing, but I would load the dishwasher, run it, and then would not unload it and would just let it sit for days and days until the sink was so full that I had to deal with it. And then I would dread the task because I had to unload, load. There'd often be enough in the sink for me to have a full load. I'd have to run it again, and then I'd have to make the choice, okay, am I actually gonna be responsible here and unload this? Or am I gonna let it sit and start this whole cycle all over again? And I hated that. And so making it harder actually forces me to deal with it. Does that make sense? Why am I this way? But anyway, again, you can see another towel. I haven't minded it at all. And just to finish it out, this is what the rest of it looks like. Again, electric range, not my favorite, but making it work, and it is what it is. But this kitchen has been serving me very well, very well. And I like how there's enough natural light in here. Tell me in the comments if any of you are like this. I'm not an overhead light kind of girl. So we have them. This one is over the sink. And then this one is all these cans. and not a fan. I don't like feeling like the spotlight is on me. I'm definitely more of like a soft light kind of girl. And so I never have these on unless I'm doing something where I really need to pay attention and like see very clearly what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll flip them on, or if I'm cleaning the floors and I really want to see. Otherwise, I love having the stove light, and I love having this lamp, and then the light from the 2 windows and the door leading to the back deck gives me plenty of light, and I love the vibe. I just love the vibe. Okay, moving on, we have the garage, which if you saw it in any of my moving videos, be impressed with Handsome Tom, because he's got it looking really good in here. He's got all his tools and stuff. Love that for him. Not bad. And it leads to this little hallway here, and I'm using this closet to store bulkier appliances that I don't want on the counter, like crock pots and instant pots, as well as paper towel and toilet paper and dog food for now. We'll see what that evolves into. This leads to the basement, and I'm using this corner to store all of our brooms, vacuum. That's my new steam mop that I love. My Bissell Crosswave, etc. I don't think we need to go down. You know what? Sure, let's do it. It's a tour video. Just quickly. Just in case you're new and you've not seen any of my others. Here's where we put my deep freezer. And then it's just full of our stuff, But it's a really big basement, and that's fun. And then over here is my pantry, which I have a whole video about. But this has actually been functioning really well for me. I've enjoyed it. The setup is great. I've had no problem. And it's nice that it's all put together. Now in the hallway, this is where the washer and dryer is. Not in the basement, which I have been loving, especially being pregnant. So this has been really great. And there's actually excellent storage. So this is where I've been storing all of our cleaning supplies, our laundry stuff over there. And actually, I even have a place to hang up my aprons. So this has been really nice. I've definitely learned that I like having upstairs laundry. I can see why people like that so much. That's our bedroom, which we're not going to go into. This is our full bath. We've got all of this excellent, great storage in here, which I'm not really going to get into because you don't need to see all of our bathroom stuff, but this is really big. So great storage in here. Nice size shower. Good size bathroom. It's been working well for us. I thought that it was going to be hard going from a double vanity to a single vanity, but this is big enough that it's really not been a problem. We've managed fine with it. And then lastly, this is the spare bedroom, which doubles as my office as well as the baby's room. At least for the first, 6 months of her life, I think she'll be with us. So I'm not worried about really turning this into a nursery. So far, I'm just trying to get organized. Like you can see here, I've been doing laundry and trying to get things put away, sorting through things. And here's a box of bows. Look how cute. Let's see. Find a cute one. Look at that. Oh, so sweet. I want to get a cute little basket for her bows. And yeah. So yeah, this is a nice room, nice size. The only thing about it is there's no overhead lights like anywhere. So we have lamps everywhere, but that's okay. I haven't minded. I've liked the lamps. All right, I will also show you the back deck. I also want to point out that this on the dining room table, we're hanging this. Well, Tom is hanging it for me right here. I figure I can hang a couple aprons, I can hang Benny's leash, I could put a cute little plant here, and I thought that that would look really nice. We got permission to do that, so we're probably gonna hang that up, and that'll be great. And then when we come out here on the back deck, which I love having off the dining room, we've got our Blackstone. Ignore that it looks messy. I don't have the cover on it properly. And we've got a little bit of counter space there for when we're out here cooking. Little place for us to sit. And then our plants. We've got a green stalk over here, putting on more strawberries, basil and oregano. I actually have some cucumbers growing. Look at that. Ooh, can't wait. I also have a bunch of tomatoes coming on. And these are my peppers. I've got peppers growing, which is very exciting. Another cucumber over here. And it has been growing along this lattice so lovely. I've really loved seeing that. It's so pretty. I love sitting out here. Yeah, this space has been really nice. I have no idea what is considered our yard. It gets mowed because there's an HOA here, so I don't know is this our yard? How far does it extend that way? I don't know, but I do know that there are a lot of really strict rules here, so I don't think I would be allowed to garden in any real capacity out here, so I keep it all contained to the deck. Okay, I think that just about covers it. Just a quick little video here. Like I said, I knew it was going to be quick because it's a much smaller space. There's a lot less to show you because that's it. That's all of it. Except that, like I said, I didn't show you our bedroom, but otherwise that's the whole space. And it's so much smaller, right? Especially if you've been here long enough to really see the old house. And I did take you through in one of my moving videos, and I took you through and showed you I did a final home tour before we moved. So you really got to see that space. This space is so much smaller, but it's so comfortable. It is so comfortable. And I'm just floored at how much I'm enjoying that. I love that we are actually utilizing our space, like the dining room table, for example. So I mentioned to you the breezeway at the old house, how we didn't utilize that space. The other space that we didn't utilize was our dining room. We had a whole dining room and we utilized it in the sense that our microwave was in there, our coffee maker was in there. I stored overflow kitchen equipment in there. So I mean, I did walk in and out of it, but we had this dining room table in there. We never used it. I think we had 3 formal dinners where we had people over and we ate in there. Otherwise, never saw it, never used it, did not spend any real time in it. And Tom and I were sitting at this dining room table the other day having a discussion, and I was like, Tom, we're sitting at the dining room table right now. Who are we? So I just love that the spaces are all near each other, and there's just this cozy sense of togetherness and family. And Fig, our cat, doesn't have the upstairs to go to anymore, so we see a lot more of him because there's so few places for him to go that he's around all the time. We see him all throughout the day. And I'm like, hi, I didn't even realize how little I saw you until there was nowhere else for you to go. And so, yeah, it's been great. We've really enjoyed it here. It's a great, great little townhouse. I'm glad I finally got to show it to you. And stay tuned for that video where I talk about decor. I have some thoughts on that. Again, I think the reason I'm getting into decor is because this is a smaller space for me to work with. I think I felt very overwhelmed by it in the other house. And so I just did nothing. I didn't really decorate at all at the old house because I just didn't know how. But everything is so much smaller and more quaint here, cozy, that it's really easy for me as a beginner decor person to lean into that and to make that all cohesive and go together. So in that video, I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to talk about some finds that I have from going antiquing recently and how I'm going to implement those into the house and just yada yada. So that'll be a really fun one. Yeah, thanks for coming along. Can't wait to see you in my next one. Have faith, my friends, and keep moving forward. Bye.